dude, JunYong Park, who I still feel doesn't get the respect that he deserves, opened up as a minus 175 favorite, given that I mean, he has all the tools and all the intangibles, I think, to be able to win this matchup. But Brad Tavares is always going to be a hard out. How does Brad Tavares bounce back from that TKO loss against Gregory Rodriguez without kind of mimicking the same style, man? He's a comfortable fighter behind that black line, and JunYong Park has some great grappling that Tavares doesn't really have to counter, right? So it's pretty much, again, striker versus grappler. How does this one play out?
If Brad Tavares wants to not mimic the performance he had against Gregory Rodriguez, he's gonna have to stay a distance on this one, man. And the Iron Turtle, right? He's gonna walk you down. He's gonna shell up. He's gonna keep that consistent pressure. But if you're able to do some damage, we've seen JunYong Park not necessarily respond the best, right? He'll shelter a little. He'll step back. He'll falter if the pressure is put on him. But Brad Tavares, in that same aspect, man, we've seen him try to put that fight into style, and it just doesn't ever work out for him, especially with the gas tank issues we've seen him have. This seems to be a very uphill battle for Brad Tavares.
Yeah, uphill battle to a degree. I mean, the biggest problem, in my opinion, is that he just doesn't have grappling to give back to JunYong Park to stave off those takedown attempts, right? So you're going to want to strike, but he's going to be stuck behind the black line and probably doing a lot of just like get off me on the cage type stuff. But I think, I don't know. Let's take a step back. I was actually going to talk about the over and under, but like really quickly before we do that, you were saying cardio is one of the bigger issues for Brad Tavares. You think that he's going to gas out over 3 rounds against Park?
Not necessarily gas out like we've seen in the past, but slow down the production and the output that Brad Tavares has. And especially with the power that he likes to throw, we've seen that gas pedal just falter a little bit.
Okay, I mean, you're right. JunYong Park's almost 5 significant strikes landed per minute, so dude is pretty active. The biggest thing that I was going to say is if Park can get the takedown, man, 5 of his 6 career submissions are via rear naked choke. Like, that's definitely an option, I would say. But, I mean, I don't know, man. Brad Tavares is a dude who's always going to be a tough out. Even that TKO loss against Gregory Rodriguez, it's not something that I really anticipated. But now, when you're saying, all right, in your last 4 fights, or your last 5 fights, right, 2 of those losses by nasty knockout, Bruno Silva and Gregory Rodriguez. I don't know if JunYong Park can replicate that kind of power to put him out, though.
No, I don't think necessarily the power. I just think the domination and the unwillingness to take a backward step that JunYong Park is going to have. I don't know if Brad Tavares has the tools necessary to be able to put that fear in Park.
Do we feel confident enough that Brad Tavares could stave him off long enough to hit 2.5 rounds, the over at minus 265?
That's a really good question, Derek. 2.5 rounds, 2.5 minutes left in the fight. Can he get there? I give a lot of credit to Brad Tavares, man. I think he can.
Yeah, I'm looking at these losses, bro. A lot of these losses are coming late too, man. So that you definitely have to take that into consideration. And if JunYong Park, who just got, let's not forget, man, he just got pretty dominated by Andre Muniz, by another grappler. Given that he's fighting a dude who's a pure striker, I think one thing he's going to want to be wary of is the power that's going to be returning from him from Brad Tavares. Because Tavares is an interesting thing. He'll coast along the black line, right? But he'll try to switch it out to where he controls the center of the cage. If he can do that, Park has to earn his respect back. That's the difference. On the feet, Park needs to earn the respect. Tavares doesn't, but Park opens everything up with the jab. So if you can't get the jab going, offense kind of dwindles, then you're shooting blind shots. So over 2.5 rounds, I think that's a really comfortable play right there, but I think I'm willing to bet it all, brother. Let's go. Plus 115, plus 115 on the Iron Turtle, JunYong Park to win via decision. I think that should be a way heavier line right there. Are you following me? Are you telling me on this one?
I'm telling you, brother, I like this one a lot, and I think that's the best outcome for JunYong Park to go in this fight, right? Stay resilient, stay dominant, and avoid all the things that Brad Tavares is good at while you're putting on the things that you are good at.
And we'll see what happens, man. JunYong Park, 50% takedown accuracy, normally lands about 2 takedowns per fight. Let's see what he can do against Brad Tavares. That's a number that I cannot tell you, but I will say, like I said, over 2.5 rounds or plus 115 for the decision prop on the Iron Turtle. Cash it all day long. It's a Bloody Water Podcast consensus pick right there.